What is happening? Let's check everything. How's it going, everyone? Just check everything. How's it going? A little bit later live today. Was prepping some gear for a show earlier today, so I wanted to make sure that I come and hung out with you. Probably I'm working on that show tomorrow, so my X app just let me know that Dunk is live, which is my name on X, Twitter. Should I go join my own live? Let's see. Join. Just let me know. See, there you go. Okay. Cool. I get paranoid about the audio, but cool. Seems like we're all good. All right, let's get started. So today I'm going to be working a little bit more on my setup for my that I'm creating in Claude Cowork. Let me just switch over so you can just kind of see what I'm be working on. Guess you don't need to see my audio settings to make sure that my Rodecaster is hooked up. That's one thing about streaming in the evening. You could have a adult beverage while you're. Let me make sure. You could have an adult beverage while you're hanging out. A little less productive that way, though. Okay, let me just double check this. There you go. Okay, perfect. It worked. I gotta check that somehow. I get paranoid. Okay. There we go. So let me know. Are you using AI for your workflow yet? Let me know in the comments, because I just I have been underutilizing it. I could be honest with myself. I've been underutilizing it. Here, let me open this. Might make my audio loop. Oh no, we're good. I'm gonna do that. Where's the? Do I not have a live chat? Where's my live chat? Sorry, I'm just making sure that I can see everybody's. Is there not a live chat right now? There's a chat. My phone's just being weird. So, all right. There it is. Sorry, let me just bump this over here. Did it not allow me to do the chat? There's no live chat there. I'm not crazy. Well, let's not go too far. Where is the live chat? Because I clicked on the... Well, it's because that wasn't the right video. Gosh, my brain is tired. I'll figure it out. I just want to make sure I can see everybody if they're chatting with me. I got a solution right here, and then we'll get to work. Channel. There he goes. I got the chat to come up. I just didn't want to ignore everyone like a jerk in case you're hanging out with me in my vertical feed. Cool. Let me just take a little sip right here. All right, so bring up Claude. Let's see, I've been working on a whole little pieces of the automation. And one thing that I have been working on, what I've been working on is my workout. Oh man, this is all, I need to work on why it put all this. I was working on this morning and it put everything in this folder, so I need to work on that flow. So I was working on this script. Let me just go find that actual chat. I think it was build. This is the one that I was working on. So what I was trying to do, and what I'm going to do, is there's tools like Remotion, which you could use to actually create animations and things like that. We go right here. So you see, you use their API. or you could just install it. And it's free for people, it's free for commercial use. You can create and automate, commercial use allowed, unlimited use because you're using your own, like I'd be using Claude's credentials and not, I'm using Claude's credentials and not this. So then you could have like a company license and so on and so forth. So again, not really what I'm not promoting them. I'm just using it. Resources, products, players. Dynamic embedded video in React. Yeah, let's hear what this audio says. Oh, there is no audio. That will do it. Play, player, control. That wasn't even actual video. Okay. Stop getting distracted. See, it also has an editor that you could use. It's a very decent editor, too. So you can kind of create in code, and then you can finish it off in a traditional style editor, which is, I think, is really cool. So I'm just getting started with this stuff. Build your own video editor. And that's kind of like what I've been really looking at. I kind of want to build my own editor, not because I think that I could do it better than everybody else, but because there's just so many things that I just want just that, and I want just an editor that just has my workflow. If I could do that, and I mean, there's a lot of things I use in Descript, but if I can make it more affordable to use this than Descript, I would just use this route. But if there is a tool that a subscription tool, I'll just subscribe to that. I'm not gonna spend the money or not spend the tokens if I could do it the same in that. But what I've been finding while going down this kind of like rabbit hole is that I'm able to basically find something and customize it to what I want. But when you are using a tool like Descript or Final Cut or Premiere or whatever the tool is, or even if you're using like an AI tool that you subscribe to, like I use a tool that I use like a lot. It's this one. You should check it out. I put a link in the description. It is viral AI shorts, like reverse engineer tool, and I can probably create a lot of these things myself, but the creator of this, he's like always working on it. He's perfecting this. I'll go perfect my stuff and work my workflow, and things that I don't, I'll just go grab it, like Descript. I grab it. Excuse me. So I just use those ones. If you do want like a more like full list, you can grab it from the link that I have up on it goes to this landing page, and then you can go grab this, which that I actually shot this morning, or no, it was it this morning? Did I shoot a video this morning, or was it last night? It was last night. I shot a video showing how you could actually connect Claude Code or Claude Cowork directly into your high-level CRM, and this is high-level. It's just it's one that I use. You could use a whole bunch of other ones that are compatible, but I was just doing I recorded a video because it was something that I needed to do. So now I can go to my Claude chat and I could just type in like the way that you'd use it. Say I have a business and I have a directory of emails in our system of my clients. I could just come here and I could say, draft me an email to send to so-and-so, and it would draft the email, and it would send the email, and it would say, is this good? And then it would actually send it to their email. It would give you the subject line. It would just do it all from this chat terminal. And I think that that's really powerful, just purely because I think that's really powerful just because uh, I could tell you, like, just even going live on a live stream with like if I have AI write me the email and then I have to copy it over. That's actually what I'm working on right now. That's how I discovered this whole setup, but it didn't actually have the use case that I wanted, but there's other use cases. So what I'm doing right now, the thing I was working on this morning and that I'm continuing working on right now, is I wanted to create something, and this is kind of like the code. I wanted it to create kind of a scoring system. But first off, let's get it to clean up. Let me actually work on my organization real quick before we dive too deep into that. Here, let me just boom. Let's just here. Just do this so all the kids could see everything. Here, I think you can see better like this. Okay, so these are the folders right here. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to start a new chat just to clean this up because I didn't even look at that after this morning. I didn't realize that it made that mess. So I'm trying to come up with my perfect organization flow. I've been watching a lot of other people's videos about what they're doing. And because the thing is, like, people don't realize that AI is still using they're still using your tokens. It's still using everything. It's still using it all the way down the flow. Like whenever you're using something, it needs to go and look up all of your context. It's using AI credits and tokens every single time that you type something in. It's like every time. So if it needs to go and actually look at everything in this entire folder, it's going to take a lot of resources. So you want to design it in a way where it only accesses the information it needs, but it needs to know to access the information that it needs. So that's kind of why I was building it with, like, I have my business brain. So anytime that I'm working within this business, it knows to keep everything for that business isolated in this folder. And I know that I could actually even and then if I'm ever working on an email for that business, it's going to store them in here. But the thing is that the brain that actually runs the email, it's not going to be stored in there. It's going to be stored in the operating system, which I need to actually still dive into and flesh out a little bit more. But what I'm going to do now is I needed a handoff message. So I'm going to create a handoff folder. Just going to call it handoff. Let's see. There we go. Give it that folder. I created a folder, the main folder. This should. So, and what I think I need to do is I need to put an MD file into this main folder. That a very small MD file that gives some basic instructions. I think that's what I need to do for that organization. Okay. I create a handoff folder in the main folder. Main Claude Cowork folder. See, I have like a big folder, but then I also have things that are like sub. You don't want it to be accessing everything every time because it's just going to become expensive. Can we say, what's a better name? I'll ask it. We can change the name if you think something else makes sense. So what I think we can. Is an MD file, which it's MD file is like what gives it the context and what tells it everything. So what I is MD file in that folder that is always. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it all in caps. Always. Always. Oh, what's up? What's up, Bearded? Sorry, I didn't see the X stream comments. I'm still. It doesn't put it on the same page. That's kind of dumb. Oh, I should. Okay. That's dumb. And what's up? More life. I'm glad you like the vibe. Oh, you were hanging out with me when I was at my family's house, right? You saw me up in that attic. This is my usual like hangout spot. I like having fun. I like having like the whole setup. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. But I hate that I can't. That doesn't merge Twitter into the same. Can't have it perfect. Maybe I should vibe code something that will merge all of my chats. Let's do it. So what I want is the MD file that the folder that's in the folder to always be the first thing that we look at when we start any project. So what that will do is it will make it so when the first, like, it always looks at an MD file the very first thing. So now I have like, it did create this MD file right here. We can also have a folder that has temporary MD files that are meant to be deleted. So we can continue a session in a new chat and have the context. So I just told it to write me a thing. So I haven't used Obsidian yet, but I've been I know that I should. So should I use Obsidian? I don't know. So it's like didn't even spell it right. App for your private thoughts. I've heard people telling me to use Obsidian actually. And I think there's no actual extra cost, right? I think it's free, and then you have like it's a sync. They charge for the sync. $4 is nothing. Even if it's $5. Sync cross device, end-to-end encryption, version history. I have been thinking about the file. The same what I'm doing the file structure. What I'm doing is I'm building my own file structure, and I'm learning from what everybody else is doing. I'm looking at their file structures and what I've learned from. So when you're using like the different AI models, or not models, when you're using the models, it's it always goes to the MD file to actually get the reference. But if the MD file is saying go and look at everything, it's going to burn a whole bunch of tokens. So we don't want to burn all the tokens, right? Oop. what's up? So, what's up, OG Gamer Gangster? Just tapped. Nice. Good to see you. Good to see you, Bearded. Oh, thank you for reposting the stream, Bearded. Appreciate you. Oh, now it merged them all into one. Perfect. All the streams are all in one. Perfect. Cool. And it's good to know that people are watching on X, because I wasn't sure if people watch live streams on X or not. I like it. So let's get this going, because I want to get this all organized. Okay. So to be deleted, so we can continue a session in a new chat and and have context. Text, not content. Our structure. Can't even spell structure. Our structure should be that our first folder, actually, tells Claude what skills to use and where they are. What skills to use? What skills to use? Where all the documents. No, what's that? What skills to use? Where they are? And any other information it needs, so it is not wasting tokens. There you go. Sweet. Yeah, yeah, Bearded. So I've just gotten like, even though Claude Cowork kind of got me into vibe coding, in all honesty. Like but now I'm gonna go back and do Claude Code, because I like vibe coding now. Oh, hello. Was it Kadri? Kadri, you have a long username. What's up, Kadri? Kadri, Deathlin. Okay, I give up already. But hello, hi. Nice to see you. Good to see you here. Cool. So okay, so there should be a flow in our file system, so it checks the first MD file and good to have you here. Good to have you here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. So the file system, so it checks the first MD file and knows where to find the related files for the task. So the handoff this starting MD will have all the info it needs to start any automation and not have to read everything to get context. I always... All right, let's see what it does. So let's actually, I might be giving it too much content. Let's just start with that, because I was about to tell it to clean up the folder, but that would fill up too much of its context window. So if you don't know, like with AI models, there's only a certain amount of context that you have with a period of time. Like, so it can only look so far back. Was testing Cowork today to create images in Higgs field today, and was creating images with borrower users, then to post Facebook, and it did. I just have to reach my... Yeah, so I reached my limit. I had to upgrade to the max plan. I had to upgrade to that max plan. I was going through my, like, I could even show you right now. It's still doing the thing in the background, but like, I mean, I'm still not even, I mean, like this, you could get an idea. So I use the max plan every single day now, like every day. When I was using, when I was on the pro plan, I was like reluctant to even ask it like questions, because I'm like, I don't want to use any of my tokens. But the max plan seems to be pretty good for my uses right now. When I'm expecting it to start using more credits is when I start doing this a lot, scheduled. I haven't really started doing it a lot. I've tested a couple, but I delete them. But when you start doing this, it's gonna, every single time that you run an automation, it's going to use tokens. It's gonna use tokens. It's just gonna do it. Okay, so good. Now I have a complete picture. I can see there's already a session buried deep. The master MD in handoff will be the definite top level starting point. Let's see what it did. Handoff. Still working on it. Yeah, I know the pro. I just was going through it, like, so, like, I just really enjoy creating these automations, and I was just burning through them so quickly. I think that if you're using it for just, if you use it as a chat bot and you're using it for some basic stuff, I think the pro plan is plenty. But if you're using it as a tool that you're trying to automate things in your life, then I think that you need the max plan or above. I know they have like the $200 plan. And that $200 plan, I haven't had it, I haven't run into anything where I've needed that, like, that much so far, but I'll find out if I do once I start doing more automations, or start like scheduling automations. I'm trying to see if I need to actually go down the open claw route or not. Oh yeah, like I was a newbie too to this as well. Like this, like, so you can get a context of, I'm not very new. Like, I know all about AI, but it's like, for like vibe coding, I'm pretty new to it myself. So I think we're all pretty new to it. And I think this opens up so many doors for all of you and me, everybody, that we're able to create whatever. Like Cowork, there's so many tasks that I would do manually, and I've already been able to automate a bunch of them. And I just want to continue doing it. And I got to dive into code more, because I have some ideas, but I don't want to get distracted from what I'm trying to put together right here, because I want this entire flow. Because again, my plan is to be able to really dive into Remotion and use this to create proper AI videos. Like, and once I get this all done, I just give it away. Like, I'm not going to charge people for stuff. I'll just like let you have it. It doesn't really like, I like monetizing with things like affiliate marketing and things like that. Like, that's how I like ad revenue from videos, or I do crypto-y stuff too. But yeah, things like being able to build an editor. Like, I'm gonna get distracted if I keep on looking at this right now. So Don't do OpenClaw. If I did OpenClaw, I would probably just test it on like a VPS, and I wouldn't install it on my computer. I don't trust it. Gonna come with. I'm sure Claude Code is gonna come out with something too, or ChatGPT or whoever leapfrogs them in there, taking over. All right. Oh, man. Hold on 1 second. Man, this does not really merge these stream comments. There it goes. Cool. Okay. Did it do it? Did it do it? Okay. So let's take a look at what it did for us. So it took the handoff file, sessions. Let's see what it actually created for us. So session, project name. The session is running and the context is loaded. Once you send describing the project. Steps, number of actions. I don't think I really understood. That's the template. We got the master. Creator, crypto trader, and so here's funny. So I haven't actually even given it an insane amount of context about myself yet. And based off of just chatting with it for the last couple weeks. So it says that I am a content creator, crypto trader, and automation builder. You say that's how you describe me? Oh, no. Absolutely. What I'm working on, you're not bothering me. Definitely not bothering me. So let me see if I could a way to explain it. So I guess this was the better thing. So it's a little bit of a mess right now. So I'm building a file structure for my AI to understand things, because so you could think of it like this. So you have, this is a good kind of example right here. So see how we have all these different files that I'm bringing up on screen right now, right? So with AI, you may, like with the AI agent, they may start a task and you might have stuff like all over the place that is related to that task, but it needs to have understanding of where things are or what to do. So you need to have like a document that is very, very, like not fleshed out, but like bullet points. Like you want it to be as low, the least amount of words as possible. You want it to be, because it's going to use up tokens, so you want it to give as much context in the least amount of words as possible. And you want it to tell it, like, this is what this section does. Here's this. This is one use. This is this, to give it a kind of an idea of where everything is right off the bat. Like, it is the first thing that the AI sees. And then once it has that in the first bucket, then you go to the second bucket, and then you could have an MD file that kind of explains what this bucket does. And then you'd have the same thing in the next bucket. So you don't want to create all of the knowledge as just a file thing where you're saying, like, go access all of my files. You want to be able to say, this is my MD file that tells everything, like the basics of what's going on. And if I want to become a video editor, then you're going to go and use this path. If you want to become a email writer, then you're going to go and use this path and use these skills. And then it doesn't have to go and grab a bunch of skills and a bunch of things that it's not going to ever use. So it's good. You just want to build that hierarchy of this is information that will lead us to the right information to grab to make the right decision in the task. So if you ever used anything like Zapier or N8N in order to create automations, this is very, very similar. Very similar. Where you kind of create the hierarchy down the line. Because if I told it, use this example that we have right here. Say I just tell it, go make a public project. Yes, a flow of folders for the agent, but and this is MD files are from Claude, but I want to make it so it understands that you create so the AI agent understands the folder hierarchy and understands that if it wants to go and do something, it's going to go and access only a particular path in your folder, and it's not going to waste a bunch of credits going and so I have a public and a private folder. There's not too much in the private folder right now. It's just the idea is if I have stuff that I'm working on privately and I don't want to like share it on a stream, I keep it in that folder and everybody doesn't see it. And then I have the public folder. Now maybe, it wants to we want to write emails. Maybe, but I don't want it to go and make a video. So when I make a project, I may be making a video in the public folder within my Entrepreneur's Toolbox project, but then it doesn't need anything from Experiment. It doesn't need any of those other things. And I need to, but it may need my email CRM MD in order to have the knowledge in order to do it. So it knows to just go from the operating system and grab this one thing because it read in the first MD that what it's going to need to write an email is that's what I say. I want to go write an email. It goes, say, okay, this is a public email, and it's going to go grab the MD from that first one, and it's going to know in the second folder to go and grab the data that helps it write an email versus the data that's going to help it create a video. Because if it goes and grabs the data that helps it create a video, it's just wasting tokens. It's just wasting it. Because if it's using it, if it's scanning this whole folder, it's using up all of your tokens in order to. And if you don't know what a token is, it's basically they needed something to break down a word into a smaller amount than one word. So you could say a token. That's why like you might have a long word that's 3 tokens. But you might have a short word that's like 1 token. So they needed to break words into smaller integer fragments than they were for not for tokens. They needed to break the tokens into smaller ones than just one word. So if you have a longer word, you could break up a token and break it into smaller amounts. My brain's tired. But we don't want to waste those tokens. So if you're going to write an email, you go down one path. If you're going to make so here's a good example. I do crypto stuff. So if I wanted it to be a crypto video, it would make sense for me to like go down any other path. Like it would, like why would I do any other path than the crypto path? Why do I need to study anything else? So it will know, oh, I'm making a crypto video. It will say, okay, if you're making that type of video, you're going to need this tool, and this tool, and it's only going to pull up those tools and not waste any of the additional context. And you're wasting your money if you don't. If it goes and grabs, if you're going to go write an email and it goes grabs the video creation tool out of here, Content Factory, like it goes grabs anything like that, then it's wasting money. You don't need to spend that money. Or if you're doing anything else, like I have a personal assistant right here, daily briefing, daily goals. If I'm making a video, none of this matters. None of it matters, So if I'm not making a video, I don't need to load anything in Remotion. So, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm just structuring it like a folder, and then I'm learning from what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right, let's go back here. So, okay, let's see what it said. Good. Have a complete picture. Context. The always read file. Let me actually just, to be clear, I'm probably wasting credits. What do we call it? Handover, handoff. Awesome. Yeah. I'm glad that it makes sense. So to be clear, we want our first MD in our handoff. Always be the first thing we read. It tells, depending on what task we want to do, it will tell us what skills we will need to complete it. And if you don't know what a skill is, it's a skill in Claude Code or Claude Cowork is basically a recorded sequence of events. So if I go here and I say like a skill could be I go and trigger this API, then I open the browser and I then go and have the Claude Cowork goes and clicks on things in the browser. And the way it does it, it takes screenshots of your browser and then knows where to click. That's how it actually is able to interact with your browser. If you look at the code, it's like take screenshot, click here, take screenshot, take here. If you actually look at the code. All right, so does it tell us what the skill? All right, depending on what task we want to do, it will tell us what skill we need to complete. Need to complete the task. Then in the hold on. Then in our folder, our next folder. Sorry if I'm rambling, my brain just trying to like just get. So our next folder, it will have. Then in our next folder. Hold on, it will also tell if we are making a public or private project. So also tell us if we have a private or public project. And in our next folder, it will have another MD file that will tell. That will. Let's see, the second MD file. I'm trying to find my words. Tell the agent what skills and there we go. I have fat fingers. I always type really big. Cool. Thanks for hanging out with me while I'm figuring this out. Resources in the folder will be needed in that. Want to make this as efficient as. Oop, I hit. As efficient as possible. All right, I think we got that. Let's see how it fixes that up. What's this? From this morning. I was working on this script or emotion skill. It actually built out, like, I actually hadn't shown it, like built out a whole entire like HTML like script feedback system. I just glanced at it. I didn't have too much time. All right, let's go take a look at this. So it's thinking. I like that you could actually take a look. Jonathan wants to clarify and refine the handoff system. Let me understand what it's describing. The master MD is in handoff. This is the entry point. It could tell Claude what task projects we're doing, tell Claude which skills we needed for that task, tell Claude if it's a public or private project, point to the next folder and file to read. So point is like it will tell you the next MD file to read is really the best way to put it. I might actually specify that. I fully understand the design. Sure you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess the best way to put it would be like I want the first MD file to be the directory. Let me actually add that in. So one thing to also, so you know how I just added an extra thing right there? A thing to note is that actually fills up the context. So, So you're asking like, what should I start? What should you start with? The thing that I've had the most success with Cowork is just telling it my end result that I want. So agentic workflows work like this. So you say, I want you to go send me an email. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can go send an email. You can use an API to go send the email. You can have a third-party app. Like I can go log into the Mail app on my computer, send an email with Gmail, or I can go, whatever it is. I can do any of those things. But maybe I wanted to send the email. But it also, if I can't send it through the other one, it will launch a Chrome. There's a Chrome extension that allows it to take over your browser, like completely take over your browser. And it will go and do whatever it needs. So whether it has some sort of direct automation or integration that allows you to integrate these things directly, or if it can't do that, it will go to the browser and it will just go and do it. And the Chrome plugin, if there's something that it ever can't do, what you could do is you would actually just show it exactly what to do. That's a server, MCP. That is so I'll give you an example. So I actually made a video about it. So this is an MPC server that I created, or that I logged into right here for Go High Level, which is Go High Level is an email and email CRM service. And I was talking about it's this right here. It just if you want to do your emails and you want to do it, there's a direct integration. So I clicked the wrong button. That's the wrong thing. So basically, anytime that there's a couple of them that are like actually here, I'll go to settings. You can go to connections if you want to get like servers like this. You can go to connectors. All of these right here are MCPs. So like MCP. See? Yeah. See? That's what it is. So programs that allow AI models like Claude or LLMs or IDEs to secure connection with Intel. So that's the actual textbook definition. But what it really does is it will allow my AI agent to go and interact with my email client, or interact with any of these things. If I wanted to go interact with Google, I have a server that I connect with Canva, so it can go and look at all of the thumbnails that I do or anything that I created. GitHub has one, Gmail has one. We can click on like browse connectors. These are all servers, just like. But if there isn't an official connector, you actually can take any of these. So there's thousands and thousands of other servers that are available that you do not need like direct connection. And what you would do is, I actually am making a video about it and I'll release it probably I shot it. I'm in the middle of editing it up, but you could just take the code, and what you would do is you'd go down here. So where it says, I can't click it right now because it will show you private data. But if I click developer, there's it will bring us to a folder where you just take the code and your keys that you get from the websites, and you put it into there, and it will add that in the same way that I added. Like now that I have this, I have my if you sign up for my email list, right? So what I could do is like, so you go here, and the integration is this. So you go here and you sign up for my email list. It's high level. It's like, this is my landing page. You go here, you click here, you put in your name and your email address, right? And this is all done with high level. And then once that happens, you get added into my email sequence. I can email it, whatever. But you put in your name. Now I have your name and your email address. So I can come here to the chat and say, email so-and-so about this. Follow up with them about this whole thing. And then it will follow up with them, and based off of other context that you might have in that chat. So, yeah. Let's take a look at this. It finished. So, the handoff. There we go. Much better. Much, much better. This is what I want, but I want to. So, ID. Nice. Did all the good stuff. Awesome. So yeah, it's basically a server that's going to be able to access your emails, or not emails. Like I'm using it for emails in that situation. But here actually, I don't. I had a whole list of them that I had compiled of like different servers. So a bunch of people could have. Okay. Workflow template. So I like this much better. Read master, 40 lines, 1 table, scan identified task. Read 1 readme, 25 lines. And then I could ask, how many tokens will it cost me to start a conversation and how many tokens will it cost me to start a conversation with this flow? And how much is that in dollars? Because that's the whole point where like I could go hire other or subscribe to third-party companies, but if it could cost me less money to do it this way, why not? Okay. All right. So here's a good example of exactly how much it's taking now that I've optimized. So, I don't know if you can see that there. It cost me 0.0023 cents per session that that call cost me many fractions of a penny because of the way that I did it. I don't know if it will tell me now, but based. I should have checked this before, but it's all good. Let's find out. All right. It's thinking. Let's see what it's thinking about. That was kind of a throwaway question. And you could see that it's actually writing everything in code. It's not just, if you really think about it, everything's code. We just don't see it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so how I had it set up before, it was costing 3,406 tokens every single time it went through. That was the old method before I started working on it this morning. And that's what, a penny every time I called up. It doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. So the one that I had at the beginning of this live, it was costing me 0.0043. I was able to cut that almost in half just by cleaning that up. Just like that's crazy. Thanks, more lives. Lives? Yeah, more lives. Yeah. Got it right. It's like every bit of this, every single bit costs you money. You might as well save money. Cool stuff. Let's see what it did over here. Let's take a look at the actual file structure. So I created this MD file, sessions template, and then it created my workflow. Man, I love how it just builds this stuff out for me. I love it. I literally just gave AI a prompt and it saved me 50% of my costs. I can't emphasize how crazy that is. Like, I went to a chat bot and I said, make this more efficient, basically. And I gave it some guidance, and that's it. And it was able to cut my costs. I mean, even more so, I was able to cut it down from a penny to a fraction of a penny. If you go by from here to here, I was able to cut it down by, 75%? That's crazy. Just with a prompt. Just by asking it to make it more efficient. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's about what I'm going to do today, just because I have had a long day already. But tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go live, just because I'm working on a TV show, and I expect like an 18-hour day, so it's going to be stupid. But thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to be doing more of these lives. Like I said, any day that I can, I'm going to be going live, sharing my process, and then just sharing everything I'm doing live. Cool. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. I'll see you.